Hi, this is JR. I just published a website. I wanted to invite you to take a look at it. It's called the Dominoil Effect, with the longer title, or How I Knew by 2004 that worldwide production of crude oil was peaking, plus how peak oil would predictably affect gas prices, then budgets, then trends in spending and lending, then prices of stocks and real estate, and then the stability of Europe, the US, the Mideast, and so on. You can go to, if you want, you can just go to the website, but you can go to Google and then type in the real U.S. deficit oil 2004, and you can see that result with the highlighted date there. That's November 7th, 2004, and the domino effect there is highlighted, the term I used in that article, and I raised the question. How many dollars will it cost to buy gasoline next year? And it wasn't really specific to 2005 that I was asking the question, but like just raising that kind of a question, because it was obvious to me when I titled that article "The Real U.S. Deficit Oil." My point is, there's a deficit in oil. Oil prices are going to rise. Gasoline prices are going to rise, just as they have been already in Europe and Japan, among other places. There's another image there that has some of my comments on the analogy of what had happened to Houston previously, and how that was likely to manifest on a larger scale for the U.S., just as it had already been manifesting in Japan, and as it was manifesting in Europe. But the point of using the reference of Houston is Houston was the location where there was a football team called the Oilers. Houston was so significant a part of the oil industry internationally, not just in Texas and the U.S., but internationally. Houston was huge. We also remember the TV show Dallas, of course, but Houston had a economic slump. The city of Houston had a economic slump as the international center of oil moved from Houston to the Mideast over time. Of course, also, you may know, besides the U.S. and Saudi Arabia, the other country that's a huge producer of oil in the 20th century and currently is Russia, or the former Soviet Union. Two of the three world superpowers of the 20th century that just kind of newly came on the scene in the 20th century, plus Saudi Arabia and the Mideast in general, the area that I expect to continue to grow in prominence to superpower status as the USSR and EU and US and other competitors lose market share, so to speak, as the U.S. has been consuming like 25% of the world's oil and fuels and everything else pretty much, with 4.5% of the world's population. So that incredible disproportionate concentration of wealth in the U.S. May balance out with the rest of the world, and that's going to make a difference to a lot of people. However, there's tremendous opportunity along with this transition, this predictable shift. So anyway, I'll stop talking now. Just wanted to bring your attention to the website. Maybe you'll pass that on to a few people. It is shared with the intent that people will find value in the ideas of my work, as well as in consulting with me and making actual practical adjustments, so that they will have minimizing of their exposure to risk and loss, and maximum opportunity for security of their finances, and otherwise, not just financial security, but including financial security and appreciation. And by appreciation, I don't just mean profit. I mean like gratitude. As you no longer have cheap gasoline prices and cheap oil and so forth, you may come to appreciate how good we've already had it and how good we still do have it, even as that proportion of the U.S. having 25% of the world's consumption of various things, as that percentage and proportion diminishes, we still are. You go to a few other places in the world and you realize how prosperous it is in the U.S. Even if we were to have a 50% contraction in our economy, that still leaves us like way ahead of most of the world. So, my voicemail for people who would like to contact me is 407-439-4246. Have a great day. Thanks for your interest.